That's saying something. How's everyone? Welcome. Get on in here. I'm just going to burn some time for a solid 2 minutes to allow y'all to come in and say hello to me. And you can go ahead and guess that Pokemon. We'll see what you guys do here. We're going to talk about building trust. Building trust with your brand, getting more bookings. A lot of times, the reason that people aren't hiring you isn't because you're too expensive. It's not because you charge too much. And it's also not because your work sucks. It's because somebody else created more trust. I'm not saying that they don't trust you, but I'm saying that somebody else, some other photographer, created more trust with that particular lead, and they decided they were in better hands with them. So they told you no. Let's talk about that today. So go ahead and let me know who is watching in the comments. Ben, you're a busy man. Love your energy. My guess is that you came from the Fundy video. I just did a live video over at Fundy Software talking about print sales. And so let me know if you came from the Fundy talk, because I was just live there and then came over here to my group. And so let me know. Otherwise, if you're catching the replay, type replay. If you want to guess who's that Pokemon inside this little Lego Pokeball, you can also do that. That'll be a little entertainment for today. And and then if you're new to the show, if you're new to what I'm up to here, just say hi. Let me know where you're from. Yes, this person made a live, super radical. Second time seeing me live tonight. You probably caught me over at Fundy Software. Good day. Good day. 20 seconds, and then we're going to get into today's show. So I like to just buy just a couple minutes here before we dive in, allow people to get into the stream. So we got a good 10 seconds here. Hey, just came from the Fundy talk. Listened while I revised an album for a client. That's awesome. Vulpix. That's a good guess. Vulpix is a great Pokemon. All right, you guys, let's start talking. My name's Ben. Thanks for being here with me today. Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, I'm in the Mastermind Group producing a live video at 3 p.m. EST to help you guys grow your business. Really grateful for your time and your trust to spend that time with me. We're going to be talking about trust today. Before we get into today's content, tomorrow is the next free workshop. So not only do I do these live videos, but then I do these workshops. Tomorrow's the next free workshop on how to make money with your printed products. Okay. And so it's tomorrow at 3 p.m. EST. It's going to be a dedicated workshop. It's going to be incredible value. Make sure that you attend. Let me pull up my slides for it here real quick. The main points that I'm going to be covering during that workshop are, wait for it. Let me open up my slide deck. Open. Where's that print workshop? Okay, good. I'm going to tell you the main points I'm going to be covering here right now. All right. So the main things that I'm going to be covering are going to be the number one mistake that I see photographers making, that's sabotaging the print sale itself. With that number one mistake, I am going to be sharing a couple of scripts that you can use, that you can send out to every single client of yours that will increase your print sales. I'm going to talk about the 3 ways to make money with print, the 3 different ways to go about making money with printed products. And none of them is an online gallery. We'll talk about online galleries, but that's not what I'm going to be sharing about tomorrow. So 3 ways to make money with print. And then I'm going to get into kind of like the core principles, the core fundamental things that led to us making $100,000 in print profit in 2019, which we did. So like, how did we do that? We're going to talk about that. So make sure that you attend tomorrow, 3 p.m. EST. It's going to be live here in the group, that print workshop. Okay, what's up, Tommy? Good to see you. Bulbasaur. We got a Charmander in the ball. Is it a Charmander? Serious guess. Charmander. Okay, cool. At the end of today's episode, we will reveal who's in the ball. Who's in the ball, man? Who's in the ball? Today we're going to talk about trust. The reason that your clients may not be hiring you, the reason that your leads may not be hiring, the reason that you're losing bookings, it might be that you suck. Like, it might be that the work isn't there, but my guess is it's not, because I've seen your work and I know how talented you are. Okay. The second reason is it might be that you're too expensive. but I've seen your work and I've seen the prices that you charge. And my guess is that it's not that you're too expensive. Okay. A lot of times when a client tells us no, we tend to go inward and we tend to either tell ourselves, I suck. It's because of me and my work isn't there and yada, yada, yada. We tend to blame ourselves. Or we tend to think like, yeah, but I'm too expensive. I'm just gonna take my prices down. I should decrease my prices, right? So these are the things that go through my mind. I want to give you another reason that people might not be hiring you, and it might be because they don't trust you, or rather that they've created more trust with a different photographer, that somebody else spoke to them, communicated with them, had an experience with them that created a connection of trust in a way that maybe you missed the mark. And so I want to talk about that. I want to talk about creating trust with our leads that will ultimately result in greater bookings. Okay. And so there's a few critical ways to go about creating trust. And I'm going to share 4 of the ways. These aren't exclusive ways to go about creating trust, but I'm going to share 4 of the ways that you can do that. Okay. One of the first ways that photographers, I see photographers do this, go about creating trust is kind of like it's the old book. It's the old trick. It's the old like sales move, that businesses did in the 90s and we still do today. And it's not that it's irrelevant. It's just probably the least effective way now. And that trick of building trust is through leveraging authority. It's like by saying, I've been in business for X amount of years. It's by saying, I've won this award. This is the publications that I've been featured in. Here are the blog posts, right? And this used to be the main way. It's like the old school way that really worked. But now in 2020, it feels like everyone is just talking. Everyone is an influencer. Everyone's won an award. Everyone's an award-winning photographer. And so it tends to have less impact in building trust, or just maybe take it a little less seriously. Now, there's certainly different ways that you can do it less smarmy, and it's not that we shouldn't do it. Listen, if you've won awards, if you've done things, if you've been in business for 15 years, you should share that. So it is certainly a way to build trust. But I wanted to start with that one because for me, I actually see it as being the least impactful towards building trust. Let me share another one with you. This is one that is incredibly impactful for building trust. So one way, again, is you could speak to your accolades. The second thing that you could do is you could speak to your connection, your empathy with your lead. Now, this really has, this is incredibly powerful. And you typically would do this through your copywriting or through your presence on your Instagram stories. It can be a really meaningful way to do it because you get to get your video on there. But when I say empathy, what I mean is you get to empathize with your leads and you get to let them know, hey, I've been where you're at right now, making this decision before, and I know all of the stress points that you have, and I can help you. And this is how I've uniquely solved those pain points that I know you specifically are having. This is how I've solved them. And when I solve those pain points for you, this is how you're going to feel, and this is all the pain that you're going to avoid. So you can speak to the fact that you know how they feel. You've been there. You've been in their shoes. And this is how you've solved that problem. Really great opportunities to do this. You can do this on your About page. It's like the number one flex is in the About page. You can do this in your homepage copy, in your one-liner text on your homepage. You can speak to this. And again, probably nothing is more powerful than for you to pull out your phone and to make Instagram stories that you get to share and connect with your target clients. Right? And so actually, let me speak about this, even these 2 things in the photography space. I mean, like, one thing that I could do to build trust with you guys as photographers is I could say, in less than 2 years, I made six figures in my photography business. Now, You can even hear that. That's the point when that's like authority. And even as I said that, it felt smarmy, didn't it? Even as I said that, it didn't seem to really build too much trust. It almost has an inverse effect. When you see people making claims and I've won these awards and I've done all this stuff, it feels almost like you're just talking, right? That's why I start with authority, because it's the least impactful. So that'd be one way I could build trust with US non-expert photographers. But maybe a more powerful way is I could speak to the first 24 months of my business where everything was failing. I was thinking about throwing in the towel. And as a matter of fact, I had multiple people tell me that I didn't have what it takes. That if I started if I started out as a photographer, that I'd not only fail, but I would further bring the industry down, that I would further drive the prices lower and lower. And I'd just look back at life as a failure, you know? I can maybe speak to the client who just last week I did a print reveal session for, and they didn't buy anything. And where I thought this was going to be an incredible sale, and I put so much time and energy into it, I walked away with nothing. Or I could speak to 2020 when our whole industry collapsed in on itself. And for me, at client after client after client, more than 80% of our clients moved their dates. And I was up against, having to send refunds for money that was spent because I didn't have retainers to pay back. Maybe I could actually share how I've been in your shoes before, how I'm a full-time photographer and it's not always easy and life's fucking hard and I'm in it with you, right? So that'd be a way to connect through empathy. There's two more ways I want to speak to today on building trust. This is one that doesn't get spoken to enough because it's not obvious. One of the ways that you can build trust with your audience is by letting them know that you've got a plan. And when I say you've got a plan, you could actually create structure around what it is that you're doing. And in that structure, in that plan, in that consistency, it builds trust. Like, for example, maybe I create structure in my client experience where when they hire me, they immediately get sent the contract, then they get sent the follow-up questionnaire, and they feel secure. Or when they filled out their contact form, they immediately got a reply that said I'll send them a text, and then it was a set-by-set structure. So it's through structure, through organization, it allows people to relax. They actually feel taken care of. And so I'll speak to this, how I've done this even within this community, as I've been looking to build trust with photographers. It's by showing up consistently, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, 3 p.m. EST, by creating structure around this community, by creating firm rules and an expectation from me, you've learned to trust that I do what I say I'm going to do. And you can almost feel a little bit more secure in that. Or by letting you know that hey, at the end of that print workshop tomorrow, I'm not going to try to sell you shit. And then I don't. Through the structure of these things, right? Through the organization, it makes you feel okay, I can actually trust this asshole. And so you may want to look for opportunities in your business. Where does there need to be more structure? See, a lot of times we tell ourselves, I'm going to be the laid back, cool guy who just kind of goes with the flow and there's not really needed a contract. We can just shake and wink on it, right? And we tell ourselves that is going to create a likable character. But I'm going to suggest that sometimes what people want is clear structure, organization, something that they can just trust, okay? So that'd be another way that you can do this. Now, the last thing that I'm going to speak to today to build trust with your leads, the last thing is to be able to share results. I could show up consistently and I could tell you about the accolades that I've won as a photographer, and I could speak to the empathy that I have had in your shoes as a photographer, the things that I've done and the experiences that I've had. But if I don't have results to back it up, I'm just hot air. And maybe I'm consistent hot air, but I'm still just hot air. One of the biggest things that you can do is to actually share the results that other people have experienced. And I thought of this today when I shared Lauren is someone who, she's come out to the Abundance Workshop. She's someone who we've done one-on-one coaching with. She's someone who's gone through the book Solid course. And then to meet with her today and to see the results that she's getting, to see the results that she's got, like her entire 2021 year book. She's got 2022, so many 20s, 2022, 40% booked out. She's now booking weddings thousands of dollars higher than what she was before Abundance. And so I can maybe speak to those results or to share other group wins. But maybe for you as a photographer, you could share the experiences that other couples have had if you're a wedding photographer. And so maybe that means reaching out. Maybe you're a portrait photographer. What if you actually started collecting video testimonials of past women who have taken the boudoir experience that you offer, and they got to share that experience on video? Listen, before this session, this is what I was worried about. These were the fears that I had. And then I started working with Jessica, and this is how she set those worries at ease. And after the session, this is how I felt. Do I think someone else should go and do this? 100%. Was it worth it? 100 times over. You should absolutely work with Jessica, right? And then maybe you show some before and afters or whatever it is. I don't know. But to share those testimonials, those video testimonials, those written testimonials on your website, to be able to get more of that out, to share the results that you've given other people. Okay. So in review, the 4 ways that you can build trust and get more bookings. Number 1, and the least impactful in my opinion, is authority. Number 2 is empathy. Number 3 is structure. And then number 4 is through actual results. Okay. Actual results. And so you guys, let me see what you guys are saying right now. Muhammad says, I wish you could attend the Abundance Workshop. By the way, if you're interested in coming out, the Abundance Workshop, the next one is going to be April 18th through the 21st. It is an in-person workshop. We do have precautions that we're doing, but it's an in-person workshop. If you're interested in that, send me a little message. There's a few more spots left. Yes, authority, empathy, structure, results. Super practical in today's episode. Okay, good. Well, oh yeah, who's that Pokemon? Hold on. We are going to end by revealing who's that Pokemon. Well, you guys, if you caught me in a previous episode, I haven't changed out the Pokemon. This is still a Bulbasaur. But you know what? My daughter is killing it in school, and I'm going to take her on a date. I promise to take her on a date because she is just working her ass off. She's working so hard. I have a 6-year-old daughter, and she's working so hard. And I'm taking her on a date to celebrate just how hard she's been working. And I think we're going to buy some more Pokemon. This is a gift that my kids got me. And so maybe I'll get my daughter a new little Pokemon. Maybe I'll get myself a new one here for the studio. And because I still got my Bulbasaur. Maybe I'll see what I can find. So, all right, you guys. Well, listen, I got a full heart for you. I'll see you tomorrow at the print workshop, 3 p.m. EST here in this group. It'll be a live video. And so I can't wait to share the information on how to increase your print sales. Talk to you guys. I will say this, I am going to do some Q&A after that. And so I know there's a lot of individualized questions on print, especially segmented out for the different niches that you're in. I do believe that boudoir photographers have different print problems and solutions than maybe a wedding photographer might have, than maybe a senior portrait photographer might have. And so I will field your questions to try to get you the best answers possible for whatever niche that you're in. And so, okay, rock on everybody. Cheers. Appreciate you. Bye.